Hi everyone, I'm Davis. Welcome to another Pyware tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about the selection tools, how you can select performers in your drill file. We're also going to talk a little bit about the grouping tools and how you can group those performers together. I've got some performers set up here as an example. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first off, let's start with the pointer selector tool. This is going to be the default tool that Pyware sets us up with, and we can use it in two ways. First, you can use the right mouse button to select just one performer. Okay, if you use the left mouse button, you can click and drag to create a selection box. As you draw over that line, it is going to select all of the performers that are grouped together. I've got this line grouped together, so even if I only select the first 5, it's going to select that whole line. You can tell that your performers are selected by this red to green sort of coloring that it's going to be highlighting your performers with. All right, next up, let's talk about the box selector. It's going to be found right here under the pointer selector, and it's going to function almost in the same way as the pointer selector. The main difference here is that when you draw your selection box, it is only going to select the performers inside the box. So you can see here I've only selected these 6 and not the rest of this line. Okay, although they are still grouped together. If I click right mouse button, remember it's going to take me back to the pointer selector tool. You can see the difference there. That selection box will select all of the grouped performers. All right, next let's talk about the lasso selector. This is going to be right here next to the box. Okay, and the lasso selector allows you to get a little more specific with who you're selecting by drawing whatever kind of shape you want around those performers. Like the box tool, when I draw around these first 5, it is only going to select those 5 and not the entire grouping. What's nice about this tool is that you can draw around multiple different groupings and select only those performers. Something important to remember with all of these selection tools is that I can go ahead and hold Shift and select another set of performers, and it's going to keep those selected as you add more to that selection. All right, next up, let's talk about the profile selection tool. It's going to be located right here under the box selector. This is really handy for selecting certain performers based off of certain criteria. One thing we can do here is select all performers, okay, or we can clear our selection like so. These little tabs here on the left are going to give us some options for selecting performers. First off, symbol. The symbol is going to be the actual dot symbol that represents each one of these performers. So you can see if I type in a uppercase X, it is only going to select my X performers here. Important to note that when you enter a selection, it's going to highlight those selected markers in red. In order to actually select them, you must click Include. All right, same thing. If I want to select these dots down here, I can type in a lowercase s, which is the symbol for a dot in Pyware, pro tip. Okay, and Include is going to now include all of those. Clear. I just want s's. There we go. Just the s's have been selected, just the dot symbols. Let's go ahead and clear that and look at labels. Okay, all of these little labels underneath the performers is what's going to denote what kind of a performer they are. So I've got some flutes here, some trumpets here, and some snare drums in the back, just to keep it simple. All right, if I just want to select my line of trumpets, I'll type in uppercase T. You can see they are highlighted, and I can include. Okay, additionally, I can also select more than one grouping. If I want to grab the flutes as well, type in an F, include. Now all of these wind players have been selected. Okay, let's go ahead and clear that and check out color. I really like to group my performers based off of their larger overall sections using colors. Okay, so right here, say I just want to select woodwinds. I'll go blue. It's going to highlight my blue flutes and we'll include them. Okay, same thing. It's going to show you all of the available colors that you've used in your file. If I go green, I am only selecting my drumline. And once again, I can select more than one by going include after I've made a new selection. Boom. And clear. The last one here is for the performer's name. Now, most of the time you're not going to be adding a name to each and every performer on Pyware. Okay, so this tab is a little bit less useful, but say you want to just select one person's name and you have named performers, you can go ahead and enter that there. Okay, once you've selected, boom, and you click accept, those will remain selected and you can move on to what you're going to do next. Okay, lastly of the selection tools, we have the Spotlight Performer tool. Okay, what this wants us to do is go ahead now and click on a performer. You can also enter in their label. So you can see I've got F1 selected. Right here it lets me input that label, or of course the performer's name. Okay, and it's going to highlight that performer right here in yellow. You can also see in real view here, that performer has been highlighted in yellow. This is really great if you want to keep an eye on one performer throughout some drill sets. You can look for, big step sizes or collisions, etc. All right, and that's going to stay highlighted until you go back here and clear your spotlight selection. All right, next up, let's go ahead and talk about the grouping tools. We can use either the knife or the glue tool right here to group performers together. So let's go ahead and just select one line here and we'll hit glue. This is going to bring up either knife or glue. It's going to bring up the same control panel here for grouping. Okay, and then it's going to give you the knife or glue options here on the side. Right now, none of them are glued together, so our knife isn't going to do anything. Let's go to glue. We can look at some ways to group those performers together. First and easiest, you can just click through each one and it'll go ahead. You can see through the line that it will group each one. Okay. Another thing that you can do, click right up here on Find Next. Pyware will guess essentially what it thinks the next performer in that grouping will be. Okay. To take that to the extreme, you can click Group to End, and it's going to go ahead and go all the way through that line and show you what it thinks that the grouping should be. If you make a mistake, you miss a performer, you can undo and go back. Boom. We're all clear there. Regroup all. And the last thing you can do to select all performers in a group is just clicking and dragging and holding, dragging through each performer. It's possibly the quickest and easiest way to do it. All right, a couple options here. We can apply different patterns. If we want an A-B pattern, selecting every other, you can go ahead and apply that pattern. It'll ask if you're sure you want to regroup. Yes. And now we have A's and B's selected here. All right, you can see I do that. I've only got every other performer selected. Those are A's. Those are our B's, right? Okay, let's go ahead and put these guys back. Go to grouping, and we'll regroup all. Okay, the other thing you can do there, once they're all grouped, you can divide them into different, groupings. Groupings within groupings. You've got, say, pairs. Go ahead and divide those into pairs. Now you can see that everybody, except for this N person, because we have an uneven number of performers, they are now grouped together into little buddy pairs. You can go ahead and regroup, and there we are. Go to the knife tool. Let's go ahead and group these all together. Clear that. Group these all together like so, and go to the knife tool. When you're in the knife tool, you can go ahead and select two performers just to cut the grouping between them. Say I want groups of 4. I'll do something like that. 2 groups of 4 and a group of 5. That is essentially going to be your grouping. Okay, that's going to allow you to manipulate marchers in different ways with some other tools. Alright, that is going to cover all of the different tools for selecting and grouping your performers together. Once you've done that, the real fun begins and you can begin moving them around the page. Okay, if this has been useful for you, please make sure to like and subscribe for more tutorials. Make sure to leave a comment below as well if there's something specific you'd like to see covered in a tutorial. I really appreciate you clicking on this video, and I'll see you in the next Pyware tutorial.